Okay, we've made a nice little bead with shoulders, and now we're going to make a small cove. For this we're going to use the round nose scraper. Now a scraper is used in a completely different way to all the other tools. All the other tools are used with the handle down, rubbing the bevel and then slowly lifting. The scraper is actually used nose down. Okay, so the handle is above the tip. Okay, so we're going to just gently start pushing into the wood and let the burr that we've created on the top cut the surface. So handle higher, nice and securely on the tool rest first, and then just gently push. And that burr on the tip of the tool has scraped in our little cove. We can do that again. Lift the handle. And there, nice and simply, we've created a nice ring of texture on the surface of our spindle. Okay, we've made some nice small coves with just using the tip of the round nose scraper. But if we wanted to make a larger cove, we can still use the scraper, but we need to do something else first. And this is going to be the first look at our parting tool. Now the parting tool is great for making deep gouges into the wood. Its primary use is to part wood off so it can be shortened for whatever reason. So starting from this point here, I'm going to put a larger cove in this area. So with the parting tool, in the same way, nice and solidly against the tool post, lift the handle, as we lift the heel of the tool, we engage that cutting edge and we start to peel the wood away. That's also called a peeling cut. Okay, now we've got our starting point. We can take our round nose scraper and start turning down the corners on either side until you end up with a nice cove. Remember to raise the handle keep working at the sides until we end up with a nice cove even on both sides. There we go. Beautiful, even cove. Okay, that was a cove made with our round nose scraper. We can also make the same kind of cove, this time using the spindle gouge. So we'll start off in exactly the same way. And this time, again, we're going to, instead of following the corner over, we're going to be scooping out the wood in between. So start rubbing, press in and turn out. You can see that curve appearing. Oh, it can slip. This is a more tricky method, so it will take a bit of practice. There we go. 2 coves, one with a round nose scraper and one with a spindle gouge. Okay, the cut I used with a parting tool to create the start of these coves was called a peeling cut. And we can use it, again, to take down material on the ends or in the middle. So I'm going to switch to the 1/2 inch skew for this, and I'm going to peel cut down the end of this spindle. So I'm just going to raise the tool rest a bit, so we're above center. So a little bit closer. And with all cuts, we're going to start off with the bevel running against the wood, and then we're going to drop the tool, raise the handle until we engage. When we start to engage, you'll see a lot of wood flying over the edge, and we are going to push forward and down. So we're peeling it away. We're not trying to thrust it in and scrape it away, we're trying to peel it. Remove the bevel, drop the tool, raise the handle. And push in. Now, as you can see, it's a very quick, but it's a very, very dirty way of cutting wood. Okay, we are literally ripping away the surface. But we can soon sort out the edges by going back to our slicing cut that we were using with the V-grooves. Not only does that slicing cut help tidy up the edges, but it also gives us a very, very smooth finish on the end grain. Normally, if you would cut end grain like that with any other tool, it would start to rip out. But with a slicing cut, we're actually slicing and cutting the fibers cleanly, and that's really is very, very smooth, wonderful finish. Now, the last tool we've got in the pack is the V-scraper, and this has an awful lot of uses. We can use it in the same way we did to create these coves, by going straight into the piece. We can use the side pieces to create tenons ready for the piece to be mounted. It's really down to you to start playing with these tools to see how you can use them. I'm just going to drop this tool rest a second, and we're just going to have a little play putting it into the wood and see what we can create. This is part of the fun of wood turning, just taking the tools and getting a bit of confidence in touching these blades against the wood to see what you can make from it. Always remember the basics. Touching, have control, and engage. And if you do make a mistake, all you have to do is get out your rubber, give yourself a nice flat surface, and you can start again. I hope you've enjoyed this short demonstration on the kind of things you can do with this set of tools. The key thing is practice and keeping yourself safe. Remember the basics. Back of the tool, always against the tool rest. Starting off, always rubbing the bevel of the tool against the wood, and then lifting the handle and engaging. The only time that doesn't apply is with the scraping tools, where the handle's higher and it goes in. Okay, now there are so many different cuts you can make with all of these tools, but the fun part of this hobby is experimenting. You can have lots of fun just taking a tool, take yourself some scrap piece of wood, and just having a play around and seeing what you can create. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you.